Everybody, is Felisa. It is a beautiful day in my neighborhood. This is going to be another entry into my car chronicles. I think I'm going to start kind of like a subcategory and call it mailbag or something like that. But anyway, this vlog is by request, and it comes from a friend of mine. Now, a little backstory on him. I met him a few years ago at a party through a mutual friend. I think that we became Facebook friends or something. But anyway, we've had some back and forth conversations, some dialogue since then. Nothing, too major. I think we did like the usual, getting to know you kind of conversation. When I met him, he was in a relationship. So, and I knew that. So, my conversation was real chaste, if you will. Real, let's keep this, very vanilla, because I don't play those kind of games with men's and their women's and, wives or whatever. So somewhere during the time that, in the midst of this, somewhere along that timeline, I should say, he and his significant other broke up. And so even when that happened, like, we still, we were just cool, just like back and forth conversation, blah, blah, blah. I want to make sure that I kind of lay this foundation of how this conversation came up. So, I don't know how long they were apart, but they did wind up reconciling, and he married her. And so, I was like, you better go get your good thing. You better not do life alone when you know that you had a good woman and you let her go because she was being stupid. So, they got married. Probably about a year or so ago, maybe a little bit more. Anyway, so, what was it, yesterday or the day before? He texted me, like, he'll text me every blue moon, hey, how are you, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm good, what's going on? I always say, how's married life, yada, yada, yada. And so he responds, how did he say it? He said that she fell off or fell back, something like that, now that she's married, she feels like she doesn't have to do anything. And so, my question to him was, are you still doing the things that you were doing before you married her? And he said, well, I'm paying the mortgage. And literally he was like, ain't that a panty dropper? And I said, are you being serious right now? And he said, well, I'm paying the bills and blah, blah, blah. Isn't that like enough excitement? And so again, I said, are you being serious right now? So he said, you should do a video about that. And so I am. I also sent him an article about how to date your wife, because that did not make any sense. Like, I hope to God that he was joking. He said, he did answer me. He said, he said mostly, but he said, I'm kind of being a little facetious, but I'm like dead ass. But so I said, okay. So then my question was, do you get excited when she cleans the toilet? When the bathroom is clean, do you walk in and get, like, is that stimulating for you? He said no. I said, when she goes to the grocery store, she buys food, is that like somehow arousing? He said no, but I do get excited when she brings me my snacks. He's stupid. So I said, okay, this is a problem. And this is a problem that I see with a lot of relationships, including my previous relationships. Even though we didn't get married, I could tell that there's always like this fallback. And what men have to realize is this. First of all, there are 1,000 different sayings, songs, whatever. Whatever it is that you did to get her, that's what you have to do to keep her. And we are told that as women as well. But the problem is that there are so many conferences, books, notes, videos, YouTube, everything just geared towards women and keeping their man satisfied and keeping their man, engaged and, wanting to, meet him at the door and all this kind of thing. And I'm not saying that any of that stuff is wrong. I'm not. But men don't get that same kind of woo your woman, stay involved, make sure that she's taken care of, because literally the world, or I should say American society, is obsessed with this notion of provision. And I'm not disqualifying provision, because Lord knows I want to be provided for. I want to be in a stable, harmonious relationship. So I'm not disqualifying provision. I'm not disqualifying any of that. But that's reasonable service for adults. You partner on a variety of different things. Whatever that partnership looks for you, whether it's, you know, that partnership looks like, you know, the husband is working full time and the wife is asked to stay at home to mind the children in the home. If there's a non-traditional flip on that, where, you know, perhaps the woman has the capacity to be the greater breadwinner, and so now the dad is at home. I've seen that. I actually work with someone whose model is that way, and it works very well for them, and it has for like 30 years. So whatever works. You know, whether it's you have a 2-parent working household and you guys split chores and, you know, split you know, what you guys do in terms of, in the context of that relationship, whether it's, you know, she cooks on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you got the weekends, or, you know, you guys split the co-parenting kinds of things, or you split it along gender. She takes care of the girls, you take care of the boys. I don't know. I don't really care. Like, I just feel like, you know, you come to a happy medium in terms of what it is that you do, but you can't use that as, you know, like, oh, I'm doing this, and so therefore you should be sexually aroused. You should be like wanting to give it to me all the time. Like, that's not how that works. That is not how any of that works. And, you know, for a lot of women, our interest and our attraction has nothing to do with the physical or what you're actually doing for us. It has everything to do with the mental stimulation, conversation. You know, I remember listening years ago to, I believe it was my pastor. I'm sorry, I can't recall. I think it was my pastor, but he was saying how making love starts before you get in the bedroom. And so, you know, he was talking about how, you know, he would leave a little note for his wife, or, you know, he would call her periodically throughout the day, or text her, or, you know, just little things to let her know that he was thinking about her, and that, you know, he wanted her and he desired her, and those kinds of things. I think that goes a long way, you know, just the de-stress and the, you know, kind of taking the I don't know, the burden off of, you know, all of the things that she's thinking and stressing about. And please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that she shouldn't do that for you as well. She should. She absolutely should. But a lot of women are really emotionally bankrupt and don't really have that to give anymore after they've continued to give it and give it and give it, and they don't get it back. At least they don't get it back in the way that they hope and the way that they expect. So then I asked myself, well, you know, what's her love language? She said gifts, which y'all know is my love language, at least one of them. So, you know, I asked, so he said, well, you know, I gave her a Movado, and I gave her a Fitbit, and I gave her, and I said, you do know that gifts doesn't always mean, you know, something that you go and purchase. I think that people really misunderstand what the gift love language is. It really is, you know, those tangible ways of saying I love you, which could just simply be, you know, a handwritten note, you know, a flower picked from the garden, you know, just a handmade, you know, kind of something, or, you know, there are so many different ways to be creative. Shoot, look on Pinterest and figure out, you know, something. And if it's coupled like mine with acts of service, you know, just making her life a little bit easier, I promise you that she will rise to the occasion, and you will not be able to take all of the amazing that will come for her. Most of the time, women, when it comes to, you know, sexual interaction and intimacy, we don't conflate the two. You know, sexual interaction for us is not intimacy at all. It's a physical outgrowth of how we already feel about you. Not necessarily love, but, you know, how connected we feel to you, how appreciated we feel by you, how much we feel validated, and how we feel like, you know, you actually pay attention to us and listen to us and care about our feelings and care about, you know, what it is that we may be going through. Excuse me. So, you know, when we talk about the sexual part, you know, when it's lacking, it's always thought that it is a physical, you know, kind of denial, or physical, you know, whatever. Excuse me again. I'm trying to get the word child. But anyway, you know, I just think that a lot of people focus on bedroom issues, or think that bedroom issues actually really have something to do with the bedroom, when nothing could be further from the truth. It really further from the truth. I used to tell my ex all the time, like, I just want to feel wanted. Like, I just want to know that you want me. And I still say that. Like, I just want to know that you want me. And if men, you know, if a man that I'm seeing or a man that I'm interested in or whatever doesn't show me that he wants me, or doesn't show me that, you know, he really is into me like that, like, it's a complete turn off. And yeah, no, I'm not interested. So, you know, if you find that your woman is not responding the way that you are accustomed to her responding, you know, check her intimacy level, her fuel tank outside the bedroom. You know, get into her head, you know, have conversations that are meaningful. You know, don't do it with the end game of, yeah, I need this to end in a bedroom kind of status. But no, do it with the intent of helping her reconnect, not just with herself, but to you. Leave your feedback and comments below, and I will talk to y'all later on. Bye.